Hey, this is usually a spot where you put the dishwasher in the kitchen. But I'm my greatest dish. I'm the greatest dish of my life. And I have cleaned my subconscious. So I put myself here to make a point. In the heart of my apartment, which is the kitchen. If you can understand that metaphor, I will not explain it. Whatever you want is a part of everything, and everything boils down to one thing. Whatever it is, knowing. And knowing is faith. Knowing is faith as it is not of thought. Thought is belief. And thought wavers. Belief wavers. You can have a strong belief and you can have an amount of doubt. You can get support in belief from others, from other things, as you relieve yourself from tension and get what you want affirmed together with others. But there is no way ever in existence having a human experience to receive faith from anything or anyone. That's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. It is not possible. Because faith is ultimate trust, and trust trusts itself, and by that definition makes it non-conceptual and non-material, which makes it free from any evaluation and calculation as to exist. That's faith. And faith is freedom of mind for a human being. It is a pure heart, and the pure heart is a heart that has turned coal into diamond under pressure for a long time, being dedicated as to convert the negative to positive. So it's renunciation and affirmation happening at once. In creation, addition, and losing resistance, subtraction. One is a lie and one is true. You believe and you feel what is true, and you create as to support that. And you feel and believe that the lie is a lie, that's also a belief. And you confirm the negative aspect to not be a part of you. And you boost the positive aspect of who you feel that you are in your unique signature and in your passion in creating. And you do what you feel like you need to do, which is a part of your destiny and your mission. So it's getting rid, adding, getting rid, adding. Clear, all clear. But not like that. But it can become that if you keep on lying. Because that's a great deal of pressure from a wrong energy expression in relation to what gives. All giving, love, God, source. God does not have the possibility to calculate, to question. That's a material aspect. God is spiritual. 100%. So God cannot judge, and God cannot distrust God. Because if that was the case, then there would be no universe, there would be no existence. So it's in perfect condition, and the condition is no condition. It is just all free. That's God. And when you identify with that, which is your soul expression, your tiny sun of the big sun, but it might as well be the opposite, because it's a game of perception. So if you look at yourself in the physical aspect of who you are, and you do some calculations as to make your soul energy be like this big in ratio to your pineal gland and how you look and everything, that's all just trickery. It's all just perception. It's a game of illusion, because that could be the biggest sun, central sun in the universe. You don't know that. It's all a play of perspectives. Everything is a creation of the same thing. Everything is a manifestation of the same thing. If I hold a piece of rock like this, and I'm outside and I align it to be with the bottom on the horizon, I can pretend that that's a mountain. I'm holding a mountain between my fingers. And if I see a mountain, I can put my fingers at a distance and pretend that I'm holding a rock. And that's how everything is created. When you look at the world, you see a play of light, which gets absorbed or reflected depending on the frequency, and that gives you color and depth as darkness and light becomes a part of that, which is all nuance. So it's actually like 2D flat earthers. I don't want to give anybody anything, but the three-dimensional aspect of it is movement, but it's really a canvas with play on light. And then you move, and the light moves, and the shading moves, and it becomes three-dimensional. And this is a really low density world, as it is 3 dimensions only. Higher dimensions are not as demanding. So this course, this challenge, is a challenging one because of the density. We can all become dishwashers. We can all clear ourselves without medical assistance shooting electricity through our chest physically. We can all become clear in relation to who we are. When I say I am home. But don't you have a name? My body has a name. My mental structure has a name that I gave it. I changed my name. I gave it the name Leo because I felt like that was suitable. But it doesn't matter. That's not who you are. You are a soul being, a unique signature of pure, loving, conscious, aware energy that is infinite and cannot die, and just travels the universe as to expand, to learn more about itself, as to become more. As you're having a human experience, you have a hunger for more. You will never be satisfied. And that satisfaction is all about experience. So it's not about getting stuck. So it's not about getting stuck in eating carrot cake and never being satisfied. It is not in getting stuck in meeting partners for a intimate moment never getting satisfied. It's all about having a deep relationship with yourself, as to ask yourself, why am I in the place I am? As to what am I creating, not understanding, and what can I understand more? And then you communicate with yourself, because yourself, higher self, that's you. Then you have your physical body and your personality, which asks the question, because it's material and conceptual and has the ability to evaluate, calculate, construct, and deliver a question, as for self to answer and reply without hesitation, all giving, all forgiving. That's your life. When you are in faith regarding whatever, then you are at peace, and the mind will get a possibility to work for you. When you do not stay in faith, you question things and you disrupt the mind's process of making things happen. So all is God, but it's not going to happen without the foundation of love, which is God pure. Then everything else is God. This wood here is God. Everything is, this hat is God. But at the core of things, God is pure unconditional love. And by that definition, unconditional, it's very easy to see that it's not incorporating any evaluation, calculation as to define something materially and conceptually as to make a question. It's question free. It's not even question free. You cannot even say question free in relation to something unconditional and non-conceptual. It just is. It just is. And we have a hard time as human beings accepting that something just is. It has to be something, but it can't be as it just is. And you trust that. So how do you trust that? I can't see it. You feel it. You feel love. God is love. That's why faith is here. If faith was up here together with the evaluation, just no chance. That's the separation. And then you have a primal brain with humor and procreation combined, which is in your crotch. And that is also an area that is not faithful and not understanding. But if you combine all of these three with a moral respect, integrity, reverence, then you get something that is very trustworthy. And then you release yourself in relation to what you want to experience. But you need to become that before it happens. Affirm that. And that makes for the creation and renunciation. Adding credit, reducing resistance. Not affirming negative, affirming positive. As to become clear about yourself and who you are, as I am. And then you deliver a release and present yourself as you truly wish. And what you truly wish is what you truly desire. And that is not found in your mind. It's found in your heart. So that's why you listen to your heart. And the mind will support this as you listen and give you visions and dreams that are along the lines of everything you ever desired. And then you can dream and create along the lines of that as well to support that. And then you get closer and then eventually things happen. And it's not like everything like that. Everything will come at once because you stay in faith and you are done. So when are you done? When you know when you're done because you feel it, and you are creating from another perspective than you did prior. And that is something that I could explain somehow a little bit, but it makes for experience. So you need to feel that. You need to go through it. That's the life challenge. That's your life. Everything will happen. But if you don't want it, you will be fighting yourself. So you need to listen to your intuition and what you truly feel like, this is for me. This is what I want. This is something that I feel that I can do. This is something that I feel that I can contribute with a great deal. And that is a little play on value. To value yourself, as to create yourself, to become an invaluable asset and resource to the world, as to make a greater understanding, to relieve suffering and make a world of love. Is that the case for everybody? Yeah. So are everybody gonna sit in an armchair having talk shows? No. Are some people gonna make beautiful cupcakes so we can sit outside in the sun and have a cortado and a cupcake? Yeah. You're a star. You're a star in whatever field. You're a star in whatever you wish to be a star in, as you rid yourself of competition, which is only your own rational mind not experiencing a loyal, trusting environment, which is all inside you. So you cannot lie because you won't release yourself, because you're holding yourself back in prison, but more as in a stationary state in relation to what you say you desire, but you do not wish to go through the process, and then you become restless and you feel like life is challenging, but you're not accepting the challenge, and it becomes a lot of pressure, and you break down and you feel hurt and you feel all these things working against you, but you have to come to the conclusion that you are sticking a stick in the wheel of your own life and development unfolding. It's your own life. It's you. You are God. You are self. You are yourself, the identity structure, and you are experiencing everything in a circle of life that can be partially black, as in dark energy, or it can be as bright as you allow for it to be, which is all about allowance. And allowance is about accepting, and accepting is not about negative, because that's contradictory to life. So you cannot accept that. You need to do something about that and take action and be a part of your life, participate. And then you deal with everything you carry as to lose resistance and take responsibility for it. And all of that is connection, clinging of the mind, which is connected to other people and circumstances. And then you come to a greater understanding and you forgive as to release. And then that emotion is still there, and you go through the emotion and let the emotion speak for itself without justification and condemnation and connection to anything, because that would imply that that emotion is not free yet. And then it's free, and then you get that emotion out, and then it's out, and then you're free of that emotion, and then it's more, depending on what you've been through, because you cannot go through it all at once, because your heart will crash. You will die. That's why it happens in steps. That's why you don't give up. That's why you keep affirming the positive, creating, doing the positive. And you don't have to work yourself like a slave. Because if you work yourself hard as a slave, then you are not a humble master. And you are the master within yourself. But the master is always humble. So you have to be humble and grateful in the relation to yourself. And then you don't push yourself too hard. But you push yourself in necessity as to reach a destination. And that destination is no arrival. It is a foundation of good enough. And that's what you were searching for all along. And then you're home. You have 7 chakras in the energy system, 3 below the heart and 3 above, which makes for the heart to be in perfect harmony, knowing faith, universe, God. So you have to recognize, I've been living downstairs for quite some time, but I've been claiming that I'm worthy and good enough, which is true, but you have not felt it. That's why you need to get rid of these emotions that have these attachments, to blot them out and become clear. And then you are good enough. You are always good enough. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You're naturally a given star, as you are. But you got to feel that for yourself. If you don't feel that for yourself, you can elbow yourself in the world as to, look at me, I am a star. And then everything will be all about acknowledgement and attention from the external. And when that is gone, you die again, and you don't want that. Look at celebrities who have had a great period of this, and then when the golden years, when they, after the performance, and they really are in the position to reap the benefits, reap the fruit of their own challenge, they kill themselves. Why? Because they have lacked this acknowledgement and true affirmation about being good enough, as you are, doing a great job being you. So get to that first, and you will not suffer in pleasure. Get it? But then there's always a bit about this. I'm not gonna be pain-free, because we take in other people and we want so much, and we want to develop, and we want to help others, and we want to give, and we all. And that's a part of being a human. And isn't that beautiful? Because if we didn't have that, we would stop. Then we would sit on a pile of money and feel accomplished. And that's not true. Nobody wants that. "23 minutes. I did a song today. It's called Big Guy. I'm gonna release it today. I loved it. It's a cool song. I'm gonna stay under 24 minutes for this video. Clear yourself. Be honest, be true in relation to yourself. Free yourself, create yourself. It's not that hard, as you are dedicated and accepting the challenge. Enjoy and in adventure. The melodrama is a part of it. You cannot get away from it. So it's a bit of pain, a lot of pleasure, a lot of fun, and a lot of hell, a lot of heaven. Just do it. 7 seconds. Oh my God, I'm so stressed. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. Ah!